Do you believe in monogamy? I do, and the series. Next.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
This song is so good. I haven't heard it before. They play it all the time.
I have not.
It's like a major rotation.
Yeah, this is a good song.
But this does sound really good, though.
Yeah, he's so
everything
good.
he does is amazing.
I remember him from a long time ago when he first came
My
out.
little sister too. She's like, you don't understand.
He's been around for a while.
Mainstream stuff. I'm
All
like,
his music,
Yeah. Hi, you guys. Like, this is a show. Hi, what's the spotlight on here at AfterBuzz TV? We had a whole discussion about The Weeknd. He's just so good. His album called Trilogy. It's really good. That's from a long time ago. But anyway, I'm James Lott Jr. and I am your host here today. And I'm so excited to bring you another web series that I discovered. I've somehow turned into the person who finds these web series and then brings them on here to show them to you and showcase them. This one's really good, you guys. Now, I mentioned the name monogamy. I'm sure when you hear that word, a million different things come up, and this show, a million different things happen. So we have some of the main folks from this show, even though I wish Mark Reed was here. He's really good, too.
Yes.
He's really good. So we give a shout out to him, so I mentioned.
Shout out to Mark.
Okay, so now I'm going to try my best to remember their real names, of course. See, next to me is beautiful lady who plays on his next to she plays Tiffany, so now I almost forgot your other name. Tiffany. It is Jessica Caesar.
hello. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Now, the guy next to me, I contacted him and said, hi, I love your show. I want you to come on. He was like, who are you? So I sent him
You said that?
I did not.
No, he didn't. He actually didn't say that. Just kidding.
I did not.
No, he
say
said,
that.
I'll check out your stuff and whatever. And he said, yes, we'll do it. And I'm so glad because you're also one of the executive producers of the show, of course.
I am.
We have both of them here today, but you're one of them. And of course, you play Bruce.
Yes.
Yeah, I got some stuff for you, Mr. Brandon Larkins.
Hi, thank you.
How are you?
I'm doing well. We're so glad to be here.
Thank you. Now, the girl at the end, your character is crazy too, and I got a lot of questions about your character. You put some people through it on this show, and she's great. She also did an episode of Shameless. I'm finding out you just did recently, so you're working outside. You know, you're doing regular TV and stuff like this. She plays. Oh my God! So excited to see you guys. She plays Sydney. I know, I'm crazy. Veronica Burgess.
Hi.
Great. Now, the man on the couch, who's not banned on the couch or anything, just that you see there's no more room up here for us. So he gets a throne. He's over on the couch. He's also one of the executive producers. Creative Control Productions, correct?
Yes.
And so and his name is Ty Saulsbury, one of the lead characters on there. And you play Grayson, and your character has a lot to talk about. Also.
Yes. Thank you.
Thanks for coming to the show.
Thank you for having us.
You got all that out, first of all.
Yeah.
This show is really good, you guys. It is on the web. You can go to monogamythewebseries.com. You can go to YouTube. It's all there. You can find all my stuff, which I posted on my page, is James Lott Jr., which is all over the universe. Just type in James Lott Jr., you'll find everything. And you'll find them because I put it on there. I found your show by accident. I was on the web one night late, got into the YouTube vortex, and saw something. I was like, "Oh, what's that?" It was like a poster. It was kind of interesting. I was like, "What's that?" And it intrigued me enough to go check out your series. And I watched the first 2 episodes of the first season, and I was completely hooked.
Nice.
Nice.
Now, folks out there,
Thank you.
they're not long because on the web, everything's between 4 to 9 minutes, of course, on the web, and your series falls into that also. I thought it was what I feel about your series, the main thing I feel about your series, I feel like I'm intruding. I feel like when I watch your show, I'm in the room and I shouldn't be there. Or I'm in the backyard and I shouldn't be there. Or I'm in, I feel it feels that real. You guys look like real folks to me. That's what I like about it.
And we are.
Amazing.
That's interesting.
We are.
So how do you feel like, if I say that, was that one of your things you were trying to go for authentic realism?
Okay, so I wanted people to be engaged into the show. It's everyday. I don't want to say everyday. I take that back. It's life situations that people go through, but yet people don't talk about it. A lot of people dance around it, but I want people to boom. No, this is it. We're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
We're going to stop everything and we're going to have the conversation because I feel that it's not discussed a lot at all.
You guys, you discuss things in terms of in the marriage, talking about, being with women, being with other men, or, how do you feel about the marriage? Somebody's pregnant, all these things are going. Guys, do talk about everything, it seems like, on the show.
Yeah.
Yes, you guys do.
Everything.
Everything. Who came up with the concept of monogamy?
It's a funny story.
Okay, tell me.
All right, so I was dating this married woman at the time.
All right, kids. Let's go right in there.
Gonna jump
That's
right into that. Huh?
It's not right, and I don't condone it,
Okay.
but it was during my selfish stage
been
in
there.
my
You've been
life,
there. Yeah.
and her and I, we started out as friends, number one. But anyway, long story short, we were sitting on her couch watching Cheaters.
Joey Greco. I love it.
Ironically,
Yes.
and we were sitting on the couch watching Cheaters, and Joey comes out, he does his
Yes, he
thing,
does.
and I said monogamy doesn't exist. She goes, what do you mean? I was like, well, look at you and I. And she just was like, I don't want to talk about it. And from there, it started out as a feature.
Okay.
And a friend of mine, shout out Camille Miller, she read like the first 20 pages, and she was like, no, this is not a feature. This is a series. Well, what kind of series? A web series. Okay, I'll get back to you in a month. I wrote the first 3 episodes, and she goes, let's shoot. I'm like, wait, it's not done yet. I still got to finish telling the story.
Yeah.
And this is how we came here today, season 2.
She's a liar. I was watching that last episode, and Patrick knows what's going on, kind of. He knows what's going on. You're like, I want to go to Las Vegas
Does he?
with my
Really?
friends. He's like, you never want to go to Las Vegas with your friends. It's like she's lying to him.
Absolutely.
He might have an idea, but I don't think he really
Has an idea,
totally
but there's
knows.
something. Yeah, I'm like, and you're just like, I don't care. I'm going. You're like, I don't care.
I'm an independent woman.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. It's so you guys represent people like I know. It's like it's so funny. Like
So real.
Yeah, it
so,
is.
like,
I'm like, you too, girl. You got what's going on. You're very ballsy yourself. I was like, wow.
You're both
Okay.
something on the show.
Yeah, you both are.
You're something on the
yeah,
show,
you too.
let me
You
just
can't
say.
skip it
I
either.
know I'm a
Yes.
jerk on the show. There's no dancing around that.
Right. Now I wanted to ask you: is this actually because are you a hypocrite? Your character, not you. The show.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, not you. Not you. But your character. Your character.
yes, he's very hypocritical.
Because you're there to help people.
Yeah,
And then you have your own stuff
slowly, Grayson, his skeletons start to come out of the closet, and his friends start to question him, like, "Wait a minute, you're telling us what we should do, but yet you're not even doing it yourself."
But here's the thing: sometimes you could still be you still could be right about you shouldn't do that. Right? Is that funny?
Yes, he's giving good
Yes,
advice
right.
to his friends, but it's like he's still trying to use his own advice in a sense and his own situations, but it's not working because the emotions are involved. See, with Patrick, Sydney, Bruce, Tiffany, Lance, there's no emotional connection other than the friend connection.
Yes.
So therefore, I can sit there and tell Grayson can sit there and tell all of his friends about themselves. But when it comes to, his own,
Yes.
issues, you can't because, he's justifying everything. And each move he make is a justification. And it's like, okay, I can do this, but I can try to fix this. And slowly but surely, it starts to unravel, and it's like, what the?
Yeah. And I get that totally. I'm saying, but it's just kind of funny. Like you could still be right and tell you shouldn't do this, this, and this, and be wrong on yourself. That's actually very real.
Yes.
Very real. When I was younger, I had some things I should have done, shouldn't have did, and I knew it was wrong. Like life goes on. So we're going to show season 1 trailer. So as you guys out there who have not seen the show, season 1 is fantastic. We'll show a trailer right there. I don't know if you can see anything. It's behind you. Yeah, you lived it. So. Let me show that. Hold on. Okay, hold for that. In booth. Okay. While we're waiting for that, I'm going to ask each of you about your characters, so people can find out what about your characters. I'll start with you. So, explain to folks who your character is and does.
Oh boy. My character is Sydney, and I've really enjoyed the arc that she takes this second season. I mean, in the first season, we see that her and Patrick are clearly having marital troubles. The fire is missing. In the second season, the fire's just out.
Oh, completely. Completely,
And there's a new fire.
Yes.
I mean, it was really fun for me to get into the mindset of somebody who finds himself in this situation, because I've obviously never been in that situation. situations. So it was really fun. And interestingly enough, I was, what was I, like 4 months pregnant when we shot it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so nobody really knows that, obviously.
Yeah.
We did it very well.
Yeah.
But I remember talking to Ty when he said that we were doing a second season, and I was like, oh, well, I'm pregnant. And he's like, well, you know, if you know, we can either use that in the story if you're going to be showing, or if you're not going to be showing, we could just hide it and breeze over it. And so we chose to do the latter. And
it wasn't that bad because it wasn't like back on like in the Cosby Show when Felicia Shaw got pregnant. All of a sudden she stayed with this big giant bag in her face, or stayed behind.
like a sign
because
right
her
here.
face got huge. So, like yours could not tell at all. So you were good. You were good. Yeah, you know, I remember her face got huge. She got pregnant, and they kept hiding her behind stuff.
Oh yeah.
Funny.
Well, they still do that to this day.
Okay, then we'll stop with you, and we're gonna show the season 1 trailer and go with the rest of you guys, your characters.
It was the time I wanted to get married.
What happened?
Promiscuity. Monogamy doesn't exist anymore.
Monogamy does exist between lots of loving couples. See, the problem today people are having is they're making poor marriage choices. If you make smart choices and pick someone who is in it for the lifelong commitment, then you'll be just fine.
So come over and put me to sleep.
She's great too.
We as human beings are not meant to be in relationships.
What are you doing?
What are you talking about?
Look, we're monogamous by choice, not by nature. We as men are meant to procreate with as many women as possible.
I'll be masturbating right after we finish having sex.
Look at today's divorce rate. Couples are getting tired of banging each other, man.
There's this woman named Bridget at my job. She been throwing me the ass for weeks, man. I think I'm gonna have to take her up on her offer.
I know exactly what you're talking about. But cheating on Kim is not the best way to justify her actions towards you, man. No, she didn't. Oh, shit. Yo, I gotta call you back. I gotta call you back. Tiffany, what are you doing here?
I like that. I love it. It's so good, you guys. That's like just a taste of it. It's so good. I can't even tell you. Run, don't walk. I'm telling you. Okay, there's so much, I have so many things I want to say in that. But okay, so that was season 1. Now season 2. So let's continue asking people so they know what your character. We'll start with you now. Talk about your character.
My character Bruce is a flat out jerk off. He is someone who is very misogynistic, and he does not want to see any of his friends happy in a relationship because the one person that he was involved with has torn and stomped and broken his heart. So in his mind, he doesn't feel anyone should have love, especially his boys. And if there's any way that he can convince his buddies to not fall for these women, then he feels like he's won. Bruce also feels like he's entitled to a lot of things, though, and he doesn't care how he says what he says, nor how someone receives it.
Yes, that's
His
true.
mouth is filthy. He's horrible. He's horrible, man.
Has playing him taught you anything about yourself?
You know what? It has. It has taught me as a man that we need to think before we blurt out anything out of our mouth.
Because you guys don't understand, he's a very polite person, actually. I've talked to you over the last couple weeks. He's very polite and not like that at all.
And very big heart.
Yeah, so I'm just like, so you know, but so you've learned that you need to think before you speak.
We as men, yes. we definitely need to reflect and think about what the outcome could be. Or the consequence. Let me say that word. What the consequence could be.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like Lance, the misery loves company kind of thing. If I'm not going to be happy at all, then I mean Bruce.
Bruce. Misery loves company. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree with that. That's about your character, girlfriend.
All right.
Yes.
Well, my character is Tiffany. And at the end of season 1, Tiffany gets pregnant.
Yes.
By Grayson, the star of the show, and she tells Grayson's wife at the time that she's pregnant with her husband's baby.
This was funny. I like the scene when when he's with his secretary, and you're just like telling all this stuff, and he's like, "That's my secretary." You're like, "Oh, okay," and you just walk off. I was like, "I love that scene."
So then,
my wife. He's like, "It's not my wife. It's my secretary." He's like, "Okay."
So Tiffany, she's a piece of work. The thing is that, like, a lot of people probably hate Tiffany, but at the same time, because I feel like if a woman cheats in real life, there's, like, a man can just cheat and be like, I wanted a taste of this, I wanted a taste of that, but I still love you, baby. You know what I mean? But if a woman cheats, she really thinks about it. Like a lot goes through her mind. Maybe her man's she's not getting what she needs from her man, or it's more psychological. So she gets pregnant with another man's baby. She's married.
Yes.
She's married to Lance, and there's a lot that goes on in the season without giving it up too much of the storyline for people that haven't seen it. But her husband does find out that she's pregnant with another man's baby because he got a vasectomy. She doesn't know that. So she's trifling, being like, "Oh, we're pregnant, baby, we're pregnant. Oh my God!" And he's like, "Have fun. That ain't my baby." I'm like, "Of course it is." Like,
I like this consequence on the show. You do like play it out. Like, I mean, stuff does come out. Like life, it will come out at some point.
And she doesn't know that. So there's a lot of arc to the character, a lot of journeys through it, but. I mean, especially with not this episode that premiered this Monday, but the week before, like, you hate both of them. You hate Lance, you hate Tiffany, but then there's this moment where you kind of can relate to both of them, or you feel bad for both of them because they're both in a jacked up situation. He's jacked up for she wants to have kids and snipped it and didn't tell her, and she's pregnant and happy about a baby that's not his.
Well, you bring up a really good point, and that's about for all you guys. It is. There's no, for lack of a better term, no black or white situation. The characters are for a web series. You guys, these characters are very three-dimensional. Thank you. When I say, are you say it again? Your character a hypocrite. Then I was trying to lead to where we went to. It was like there is good stuff about you. But your own, we can always be sometimes we're our worst patients.
Yes.
Yeah.
They say we can tell you how to take care of you. We can be a good nurse, good doctor, good anything. But in our own personal lives, you're smoking, you're drinking, taking pills.
You don't want to take care of yourself. If you're a doctor or a nurse, like I'm not treating myself, I'll treat you.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Has it taught you anything about just like infidelity and all that kind of stuff for you, playing this character?
I mean, the thing is, sometimes you think, like, do all men cheat, even though it's not, like, it's a horrible thing to think about, but does it happen? Is it that double standard, like, but he's a man, it's totally okay, but then, like, if a woman does it, she's, like, stoned, or, like, I don't know, like, as Jessica has it taught me, I mean, I'll think clearly before I take on any actions, but I mean, the stuff that Tiffany experienced, I have not experienced in real life. So I know, right? But I do have friends, so you can.
That's what I'm saying. We all have friends. We all have friends.
Inspiration, oh well, so and so had to deal with something like that before, so you can use that to apply that to the character that you're playing on the show. But I would say, I can definitely learn from it. Definitely.
I want to ask you, because you were pregnant, playing some of these emotions. Yeah. How was that? You're already emotional already, kind of. The hormones are going crazy, and
it's true. It was. I mean, it actually made my job easier because I was more emotionally available.
Wow.
So, it was a breeze. To shoot some of this stuff. That I maybe in the first season would have had a more difficult time with, but it really helped me out having all those emotions just kind of like right there.
You have pretty eyes too. I think any actor can stare at you and just like work with you.
That close up.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure. I think just totally worked that out. Yes.
Thank you.
So the emotions were there. Obviously, they were right there for you to pick them out.
Yeah.
Were there any days that were hard for you to come back out of it? Any scenes or anything?
No.
You were able to turn it off?
I'm able to turn it off pretty readily. Okay. Thank God.
I was saying, he's like still crying. Oh my God!
No. I'm actually very happily married, and now I have my son. So.
Now I want to ask you guys, because I've heard this strange saying where they're saying that black men, it's inherent that we cheat because we come from Africa, where we have villages, we have lots of wives, and that is some kind of descended down to us. What are your feelings on that?
Wow,
I've heard that sort of time. I'm like, what? So, like, I don't know if I believe all that.
You know what? I don't think it has anything to do, James, with race or your ethnicity. I honestly think that, as young males and boys before we become men, we are taught to be the conquerors. We are taught to have the power positions. We see things on television, in the news, and in the media that influence a young man to be like, well, you know, look at that girl, and look at that girl, and look at that girl. Well, you got an Asian one, you got a black one, there's a white one, there's a Filipino, you know, and a lot of times we want it all.
Yeah.
You know, and also, you know, I think women outnumber us.
Oh, definitely.
And also in those situations, we then have options.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'll date her on Tuesday. That's my Wednesday girl. I'll see her on Saturday. She gets off at 4. She's going to work at 4, so I can see her.
Right, exactly right.
You know, and these things do happen, ladies and gentlemen.
They do. Okay? No, they do. I know friends who do it. Yeah, that's happened.
But I will say this though, even though we have all those options, when we find a great one and we screw that up, and she moves on to another guy, we can't take not 1/10 of that.
That's true. That's very true.
It kills us.
Isn't that funny how that works?
And I know from experience. So,
yeah.
I mean,
but isn't that funny how it's almost like it's a double standard? Like, wait a minute,
It is a
but
double
I
standard.
pushed you away, and you went on, you moved on. Like, what's wrong? You're supposed to like die after that or something. You're supposed to fall to the earth.
Yeah.
Not go on and move on and be happy. That's crazy.
But you know, on that note, a lot of women use that same sort of thing as like, you know, asserting their dominance of like, oh yeah, I'm gonna kind of like just talk to this guy over here and talk to this guy over here.
Yeah. When you're in the
be
talking
flirtatious
stage,
with this person over
yeah.
here. Yeah, when you're in the talking stage, exactly. That's the main difference, I think, for the most part. I mean, women obviously cheat, but you know, I mean.
But I think there is a basic difference between men and women, how we approach sex, how we approach relationships. I think we're more primal just because that's just kind of how we're wired. Where you guys are really more emotional. So I feel like women do cheat, but I think it's a like you said, it's a way different process to the cheating process. Where for us it's like 1 step, maybe 3 steps for you. I think. That's what I think.
Yeah, agreed.
So I think you're saying, yeah.
Yeah, or even if like a man's like, oh, we're just like friends, you know, we're not dating, and then she's like, oh, I'm cool with that. You are attached. You know what I mean? You get attached. Like there's more, and then when he cuts you off, like you're devastated, and he's like, we weren't in a relationship, but you're like, no, we were just like in the girl's mind, we were just without the title, and I was okay with that. But it's a totally different beast, men and women, how we think and approach relationships.
I think so. Is there anything that I don't know if I can say because you guys have done a lot of stuff? Is there anything that probably will not be shown on the show? You think? Is there anything off limits?
Oh, it's everything
is
it's go.
He's like, oh no. He's like, oh no. It's like, oh no.
Oh no.
You have
this season.
I can't talk about
some stuff coming. He's on episode 7 right now, right? I think it was 7.
Episode 7.
I watched it. That was a doozy. So I'm like, okay, so we're like,
and we have 11 episodes this season.
Okay.
And you guys are in for a treat.
So I got 4 left. It's gonna be over. It's gonna be over before it started. My God. So how's that been? Putting together a web series. You guys are producers, putting it together and getting it out there. Has it been a hard process? How's it been for you guys? You guys do every Monday release an episode. Monogamy Mondays.
Every Monday new episode.
That.
Yes.
We it's okay. So first season, it was the concept I wrote. It was just a validation to myself that I can do it. So I met these wonderful people, and it was like, all right, I did it. So you know how the first season was good, so everyone's like, all right, what are they gonna do for like their quote unquote sophomore album? Are they gonna come back with something better?
Yeah.
So B over here, he stayed on top of me.
Oh, good.
So are you writing? So how is it coming? And between trying to, self-fund, no investors, no nothing.
Okay, very good. Okay.
I work 2 jobs.
Yeah.
That's besides the point. But anyway, it was like, as he stayed on top of me, so that's how I was able to get it done. And if it wasn't for him, I still would have been just dragging. And I had other people on top of me as well. You got to get this episode done right. Do you have? Can we get a revised episode? Yeah. All right, it's good.
Like the second draft.
Can we get the story going? And sure enough, yeah.
But Ty, you said something that I think I think we shouldn't shove it under you. I think you said something that was really important, that you were willing to do it for yourself, and you took 2 jobs. I think it's very important to hear this. This stuff is like, this stuff takes money to do. And you learn how to cut corners and how to take care of you. Anybody can, if you have an iPhone, you can make a movie. Yeah. So you could do it, but it still takes money and time that you took. I took 2 jobs. You had a village helping you. behind the scenes to push you? I think it's very important to say that, at least.
I've had 2 jobs since season 1.
Wow.
So 3 years, I worked 16-hour days. I just left work to come straight here.
I'm so glad you could make it.
Then I have to be back.
I'm glad you could make it.
I have to be back at work tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't end, and I mean, we all know the industry. It's like let me see what you can do before we decide to throw you a bone.
Yes, that's how it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's kind of like, if I can control any of my fate, which is put something out, I'm going to do it. And people was like, oh, well, you know, it costs this, it costs that. Okay, I have a bunch of friends who are actors. Why should it? I mean, if everyone wants work, everyone will come together as a village and work together, and that's what we did.
So you guys all knew each other before?
No, I
You both said no, okay.
Prior to this project, no, we didn't know each
Great.
other at all.
You guys are my good friends. Like, you guys are all like, you know.
We're a
Well,
family.
you become very
family.
close
Yeah.
when you work with
Yeah,
people
I'm
that
sure.
are also people that you like.
That's true.
So everybody
a
likes
big
each
plus.
other.
That's true.
Everybody likes each
Yeah.
other.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
One thing I want to say is that there are no egos on our set. You know, we have individuals who have worked on so many different projects:
Yeah.
Young and the Restless, Cougar Town, Shameless. You know, it doesn't make a difference. But when it comes time for Monogamy, it's all about Monogamy, the web series.
Yeah.
Because we know we have an audience out there that are looking forward to what we have to present, though. And also, that's also very inspiring to that other individual that may be in Boise, Idaho, or that may be in Ypsilanti, Michigan, saying, hey, I want to do that. I want to be Sydney. I want to be Grayson, you know. And that's how we look at it, you know, because there are people that are waiting for us to inspire and entertain. And I think we as a cast, we take that very seriously.
I like that it's a very diverse cast.
I mean, this is society. I don't believe in whitewashing. I don't believe in all black projects. This is my world. We all live a different world, so this is how I see it. There's many different nationalities in my world.
Yeah, no, that's what I like about that. Because it didn't seem forced or anything. I mean, I like that it was like, these two are married, these two are seeing each other, these two are seeing, and it didn't matter what the coloring is.
Yeah.
And I even like within the black community, we have different colorings in here too. It's different. We have, you know, different people, different shapes, different sizes. I like all of that, actually.
And that's how the world is. Like, you know how sometimes when you sit at sports where you can tell, oh, the network on TV, or they're saying that she has to be Asian, he has to be white, But like naturally, like that's how the world is. And I love that too. That it wasn't just a black show, it wasn't just a white show, it wasn't just an Asian show. It was
Very
like,
diverse.
Yeah, very diverse.
Especially in this current state of the industry where you know there's so much attention on that. It was really nice to go to work and not have the attention be on that.
Yeah, must be. I like the birthday episode where you coming in, you going to. I feel like I was in the backyard. You know, my friend's house.
The party.
And everybody was like different colors and sizes and ages, and because there's nothing to ages and things. I mean, I'm older than all of you in this room, but I mean, like, but it's like you don't see a lot of that sometimes, or it seems really, really forced. That's the old guy. That's the black girl. That's this one. That's the fat girl. That's the. It's like no. It's like regular life. It's just that we have friends and family of all different things.
And I love how they all were singing the Stevie Wonder version of that.
Yes, I did like that too.
We all know it.
Yes.
It's funny, a lot of people in America, we all know that song. Everybody knows it at this point. I noticed that too.
Act like you do.
I noticed that too myself. I was like, that's great. And the reaction of like, it's my birthday, it's not really a big deal. I mean, it's all real. Like, it's all like real stuff. I thought it was just a great thing. Let's show the clip for trailer for season 2. That's out now. And let's go ahead and show that.
Is it possible for us to be with only one person sexually for the rest of our lives?
Have you ever thought about what our lives would be like if we never got married? Or better yet, never got together at all?
No. I would never think about something like that.
Yeah, I like that.
Poor guy.
I know.
I don't think you should either.
I mean, think about it. Why would God create all of these beautiful men and women for us to be with only one person?
How's your baby mama?
Baby mama?
Oh, you haven't told them yet that you have a baby on the way.
I know a lot of couples out there.
She's so good.
Who are in committed marriages and relationships who sometimes wish they can be with someone else, even if it was for just one night.
I haven't had sex with anyone else since we've been married.
It's Dr. Shaw.
Grayson? Okay, you know what? I don't have time for this.
Okay.
Better not walk out that door. Do not disrespect me in my house.
Oh, please.
But the real question is,
It's out now. It's just kind of see what it's out. I just want to show a trailer because I like that trailer because it really does bring up these points of like, okay, you say a lot of great things. You say a lot of great things there. So it's like, is this for real? Can we be just together with one person?
Yeah.
It's a real conversation.
Yeah.
What have been some of the reactions you've gotten from fans?
He gets more than I do, but just for my close inner circle, a lot of people love it. But the best comments I've received were from the people who I don't know, and those are the most genuine. One guy, he tweeted me and was like, "Were you in my head?"
Wow.
You know?
Wow.
I had a friend of mine, like in season 1, episode 3, I was the girl in the car.
Wow.
I had this other woman on Twitter, she told me her life story.
Wow.
And I was like, wow, like I'm touched by that.
Yeah, seriously, yeah.
With season 2, when can we see more? Everybody wants. Yeah. Everyone wants more.
I've seen the comments online. They want more.
Everyone wants more. I mean, a lot of people we've been getting a lot of likes on it. But I just thank you for helping us. This is another way for it to get out because like the web is saturated. You know, we're one of but we have a good show.
You do.
And anyone could. I can't say anyone, but all the stories are relatable. You know, we all have we have a Sydney. I have about 6 Bruces.
Oh, me too. I got 7 or 8 Bruces. I do too. I'm like, geez.
I have about 5 or 6 Tiffany's.
That's my cousins. Yeah.
And
yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Grayson, I have a lot of hypocritical friends, but because they're my friends, I would never, expose any of my friends. But the point is, this is every day. This is life.
I agree.
It's not a facade. And a lot of, shows that I've seen, like other series on the web and whatnot, they talk about a particular subject, but everyone dances around it.
Yeah.
If you're going to talk about it, tackle it.
Yeah.
Don't just dance around it and leave the viewer to make their own conclusion. Let's really get in there. Let's start a dialogue because monogamy is something that a lot of people fight with.
They do.
I mean, like with the whole cheating thing, like cheating, in my opinion, is ego boost. People cheat for self-validation, and it's not right, but how I need something as a pick-me-up. Yeah. So you have people who do it just because, like, I'm going to be a man whore, or I'm just going to be, so they go ahead and do it. But then you have people who, like, Jessica said, a lot of people are missing something.
Yeah, they're searching for something.
So I need something that's going to validate what I'm missing. And this is where we are today. So the real question is, does monogamy exist?
I know, it's just it's such a broad, it's such a deep question, and it's so timely because monogamy and non-monogamy never goes away. I mean, like it's the beginning of time. It's just, I mean,
and there's no race behind monogamy.
No, there isn't.
Everyone,
or age, or anything.
No,
everyone deals with it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got friends who I went to school with that, their parents have been together for like 20, 30 years, and then you find out about something like this happening, and it's like, what?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Or if people have had affairs for years, and that was Uncle Dave or Aunt Sally.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, they were cheating for years. You go in and adult, you find out what happened later, like, oh, okay.
Yeah. And I think it depends on also one's own personal experience. Like Veronica said, they could be together for years and then they get a divorce or things don't work out. Whereas I grew up, my parents have been together for over 40 years.
Wow.
So growing up, I say that monogamy does exist.
For some people.
For some people, you know, but that's because of the upbringing that I was in, though, where I've had some of my friends who their parents were divorced at the age of 2 or the age of 3, or some of my buddies don't even know who their dad was.
Yeah, I know, that's true.
You know, so it's like, wow. But that's their world, though, James. Though that's their experience.
I think that you're right. I think that you know, upbringing does have something to do with it.
Yeah, it does.
And I feel like we're also in a different time period. Like I remember in the 90s as a kid, like if someone's parents got divorced, it was devastating. It was the end of the world. Or if you found out that he cheated, like it was devastating. But nowadays on television, like it seemed like it's the norm. Like, you know what I mean?
Like it shows like the affairs like that are on there.
Yeah, or even divorce is like, oh, we gave it a year, it didn't work. On to marriage number 2. You know what I mean? Like that's the period we live in now. So sometimes I feel like society influences that.
When I was a teenager in the 80s, my parents... My father did some stuff, and my parents split up, and a baby was involved somewhere, and a younger wife. But it was like a scarlet letter back then. It was like this was like the mid '80s. It was like it was just crazy. Your parents got a divorce, and you have a young stepmother, and you're becoming a brother, and you're like 15. It was like it was a weird thing back then. Where now it's almost like no, you have half siblings that are like half your age. I mean, when I was coming up, that was not common.
Yeah.
At all. I was like, you should be not having kids anymore. You're like old. Like now, basically, he's my age now. But I mean, it was like you said, it was a big thing back then. You just didn't. It wasn't talked about. It was frowned on. It wasn't celebrated or anything. It was just like when you cheated on somebody, it was bad. And nowadays, I mean, it's still bad, but nowadays it's a different connotation.
Like you weren't even allowed to hang out with them. Oh no, their parents are divorced. You can't be friends. You can't be friends with them anymore.
Well, I'm really glad it's not like that anymore.
Well, but yes, when you said, I was like, I totally understand that. Like nowadays, it's just much more talked about, which I think is a great thing. You talk about anything. Yeah. Anything that creates dialogue is great.
And people are getting married later on, I feel like now too. Like my parents have been married since 1979, and I was like, whew, I couldn't imagine getting married at 22. You know what I mean? Like, so now and that may be a good thing, waiting like to make sure that you are with the one, or making sure that you're mature enough, or making sure that if you want to have all your ladies or all your men, like get it out your system. And then that way when you really want to settle down and like you're older and it's like, okay, now I really want to be married, you know, have one partner, one cake or one flavor of ice cream, and have children, and you know, and it could last.
Yeah, I have a daughter who's 28. I know it's hard to believe. Hard to believe.
I would have not known.
Should I tell you why I look so young? But she's waiting. Her and her boyfriend together 2 years, and she's definitely going that whole stage where we're going to wait, maybe even a couple of months. Like by 30, I'll get married, then I'll have kids. I was like, I was 19 when you were born. Like it's like I can't even imagine. Like now people are having the career, going to college, doing other stuff, to traveling, and then now they're saying, okay, we're going to settle down. I think it's kind of smarter, I guess.
Yeah,
I never thought I'd get married. I was actually married before, and so was my husband. But I never thought I'd get married again, and neither did he. And then we met each other.
I guess that's the story. If you got married before and it failed, you might be thinking, well, I did it. I tried. That's it. And you met somebody who made you marry. What made you marry him? What's one thing that really made you go, he is the guy?
Oh, gosh, there's so much.
Aw.
He is a true gentleman.
Ooh.
In every sense of the word.
I like that.
Yeah. And, you know, I'm kind of old school. Like, my parents are also still married. And, like, you know, I was just, you know, kind of raised with, like, more traditional values and stuff. And so that kind of stuff was important to me.
Yeah.
So.
I like that. Aw, yeah. You just lit up when you said that.
Shout out to Ronnie Jean.
Okay, hey, I like that. But you lit up when you said that. I thought that was very cool. You said that. So this series, basically, you know, you're going to do season 2. We're hoping for season 3. We're hoping. We're all hoping. They're all hoping.
People are asking already, James, for a season.
Yes. Because you already said there's already 11. We only 11 episodes. We're on episode 7.
Yeah.
We're gonna do on Mondays.
We got to do it just for James.
Just for me.
Yes.
Do for me.
Exactly. Because, like I said, our audience, they're so invested into us, and they tune in every week, and we're just grateful for them. And you know, our show is no different than anything that's on network television. You know.
Very true.
It really is, because you know you relate to these characters and you get invested and you want to see what's going to happen next. Even we want to see what's going to happen next, because honestly we all don't know either. You know, we're all not on, and that's another thing, we're all not on set at the same time shooting with each other. So that's another thing. You know, people are like, well, what's going to happen with Grayson, or what's going to happen with Sydney? Does Patrick really know? Honestly, I don't know. Because I wasn't on set that day.
That makes sense.
You know?
But the cool thing about an actor is like if you don't know where the storyline's gonna go, and then you get all the scripts, and it's like, whoa.
Sure.
Like you're at first, you're like as an audience, like first you're like, oh my gosh, this is gonna happen. Okay, now let me bring this to the character.
Now I want to ask you. Let's give a shout out to because you have a crew, you have editor who edits, who does all that stuff.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Doug Johnson.
Doug Johnson.
Dougie. Miss you, man.
Doug has been my guy since 2010. I shot a feature. It went in the toilet, and Doug worked for nothing. Wow. I mean, he gave me over 100 hours for nothing. Wow. And season 1, I was like, I'm like, Doug, we're going to do it again. He goes, you got something? I was like, yeah. He's like, let's do it.
He keep asking you if you have something. He keep asking you that. Yes.
And he was with me, and 2 years went by, sadly, for season 2, and before shooting, I went to Doug again. I said, I think we got another one. And he goes, all right, let's do it.
Wow.
When? And here we are.
Doug. Yeah. You're the man, Doug. You're the man.
You're the man, Doug.
Like, it looks professional. It's professionally shot.
That's right.
You guys, it's great acting, great writing. It's such a great series. It's Monogamy. This is the web series. You can go to monogamywebseries.com. You can go to, they have a Facebook page. You can find them on Twitter. I want each of you guys to tell them where they can find you on like social media. So we'll start with you, Ty.
You can find me on all Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Ty Saulsbury.
That's right.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter. My handle is at VLBurgess7, and then I'm also on Facebook. And I also want to give a quick shout out to Tony Clomax, who's the director.
Oh, yes.
Shout out Tony.
You are the man, Tony.
Tony Clomax.
Oh, very good. No, that's great shout out. Great shout out. Yes.
I am at BrandonLarkins.com. Brandon Larkins on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, so I'm easily accessible on the web. And just shout out to the rest of our cast and our crew. Our sound guy, Jason Sterrick,
Jason's awesome.
who came through for us in the clutch. Leith Burke and Tanya Kachuni, who's not here. She plays Stacey Shaw.
Yes.
Tanya's actually in Canada right now, working right now.
Good girl.
And she's getting she's doing a lot of Canadian press out there about the show Monogamy. Good. And I just want to shout you out too, man. We're grateful for AfterBuzz TV.
Thank you.
You guys are wonderful. So
thank you.
Thank you.
Pleasure. It's my pleasure.
All right. So for me, at Twitter and Instagram, it's at Jessica A. Caesar for both.
Perfect. We'll have you guys back on the show. Maybe bring some other cast members on here. Well, party. Everybody's piling right in here. Love that.
Yes, please. Well, sing Stevie Wonder's Happy Birthday.
Exactly. Get in there.
MonogamyTheWebSeries.com.
Yes, it's on Mondays, you guys. Mondays. Don't forget it. And you'll find it on my pages too, because I'll post it. I'm James Lott Jr. at James Lott Jr. all over the interwebs. You can find us here on AfterBuzz TV under Spotlight On, and it's titled Monogamy the Web Series. If you type that in, you'll find it here on this channel, and you'll find it on my social media also, and on theirs. I'm sure I'll have it on their social media too. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.